first, then Boston, and then London. London Spitfires. Those are in third place. For League of Legends, they just finished Spring Split playoffs. Team Liquid came in first. 100 Thieves came in second. And Echo Fox came in third. And they're about to start MSI, I believe. We're going to move on to our first topic. I hope you enjoy it. Hope you learn something. And yeah, just hope you have a good time.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hello and welcome back. So, this week I want to talk about what makes a video game truly great. And now there's certain aspects that make a great game: the storytelling, the visual, the characters, etc., etc. But what I want to focus on is the music, and the music that it really sets the mood for a game. You should be able to not tell what you're listening to, but still feel what is happening within the game, and that's really the goal of music. And that goes for all genres of music, even when you're just listening to your music while playing the games. So I want to go through what I listen to in each kind of genre that I listen to. So the first one I listen to is rap, and you can find all my playlists in the description below. And I have two kind of playlists, and there's two kind of forms, I think, of rap. There's kind of the slow, common type of rap. I would say more old schooly, and then there's kind of the fast kind of new type of trap rap, and what it does is, for me, is it changes the mood. Is that I'll listen to maybe the fast-paced rap when I'm playing a game where I'm trying to be really aggressive, and then the slow-paced rap where I think I'm still trying to be aggressive but calm in a way. So it's really, again, setting that mood. And then I listen to dubstep, and dubstep is, I think, for me, it is mostly, again, this takes on a different form. It's the same as rap, where there's calming kind of dubstep, like EDM, and then there's kind of fast-paced, dubstep, maybe like Skrillex, and it takes on the rap of maybe not more aggressive is the word, but more active, where one is more active than the other. And then we go into probably what really matters with most games, because you will be listening to them throughout the entire game. They may be complete crap and you may not notice them at all, or they may be amazing and you'll fall in love. And this goes for movies, this goes for TV shows, any real source of media, even books in a way. If you can listen to the music and it plays a movie through your head, then it's a good song. And that is soundtracks. I listen to a ton of soundtracks. One of my favorite movie soundtracks and my favorite movies of all time is Star Wars. John Williams' soundtrack it fits the mood perfectly, that you can listen to the song and still kind of feel the mood of the movie and picture the scene going throughout in the movie. I think one of the best examples of this is Vader's theme from Empire Strikes Back, as well as Asteroid Chase in Empire Strikes Back. It's great. I can just picture it. Every time I listen to Vader's theme, I know, some sort of badass fucking dude is walking in He's about to, fucking fuck some shit up. Like I can feel that, and that's what makes it so good. For the video game side of things, there are a couple. In 2016, we had two great games with two great soundtracks, and that would be Persona 5, which is funky jazz. It gets you in it. You just want to get in the battles just to listen to the music. It makes you dance. It makes you move. It makes you groove. It's amazing soundtrack. I highly recommend you listen to it. And then the other soundtrack, which won Score of the Year for at the Game Awards, is Nier Automata. And Nier Automata is it's a very dark, destructive tone that moves with the game, but then it's also calming and peaceful tone as you move throughout the world. The examples that I would give for these songs is Voice of No Return from Nier Automata. It's a very passionate song where I just picture myself. I don't even remember where it is in the game, but just listening to it, I can see the movie and I just picture myself just maybe sitting like in a field, just or just some ice, like just alone, just wondering. The other one for Persona 5. Persona 5 has a lot of good songs. Probably, I think The Whims of Fate is a great song. I'm just looking at my playlist now, and The Whims of Fate, if you listen to it, it's on the end of the game where you're in the casino level, and it's so casino-y. It's like, you can feel it. Like it still has the jazzy theme of Persona 5, but you still feel like you're in a casino and you're playing, and it's I highly just just listen to it. Other great recommendations. We talked a lot about Breath of the Wild in the first episode. Breath of the Wild soundtrack honestly was not that great. I would say it was a great game, but the soundtrack is an example that the soundtrack is lacking, but it still has a couple great songs like Hyrule Castle. Really sets the mood of Hyrule Castle, and it switches from different tones depending on whether you're inside the castle or you're outside the castle. I do like the theme of Breath of the Wilds too. Same with Mario Odyssey. Had a great, for each world, each theme fit the world perfectly. I love the New Donk City daytime theme. It fits, the city. It's great. Even one of my favorite games and most long-lasting games, which I hope people really appreciate it, is League of Legends. League of Legends has a great soundtrack for each character. Each character gets their own theme, and it fits each character. Some are better than others. My favorite, highly recommend Jin's themes. Jin it's a great song for a great character, and the character is obsessed with the number 4. And I'm pretty sure they designed that song so that it's on a 4 count, which it lines up perfectly and makes sense for that character, especially being that he thinks of himself as a musician. And so it's another great example of setting the mood. Other than that, even old-time games, for instance, I just finished playing Final Fantasy VII, which came out in 1997, I believe. It's a classic game. Everyone loves it, etc., etc. It's supposed to be a remake this year. The music in that game really sets the mood. The opening theme, God, it's just, it throws you right in it. The game throws you right in it. The opening theme does the same thing. Throws you right in it. Sets you in the mood. You want to go fuck some shit up. That's exactly what the goal is. What else do I have? Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts, it's I think the soundtrack. Well, that's an interesting game because I'm playing that now, and that's why I bring it up. But it's a very passionate soundtrack, and I think it's very passionate because it's very Disney related as well, and that's why it's passionate. Square Enix in general is like one of my favorite Japanese companies. Let's just get that out of the way, and they make great soundtracks. Nier Automata, Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy 15, all of them, great soundtracks. Even Dark Souls 3, which I actually passionately listen to that soundtrack of that game as well. Even though Dark Souls has of course a very dark tone, the music is so it just fits with the bosses the Loran Elder Princes of Lorox, the two prince bosses. It's the second to last boss in Dark Souls 3. It just fits with that boss, and I can just even though I died to that boss many times, I didn't have a problem with it because I got to listen to that great song over and over again. Now that can be tedious too. Now if you go to, let's say, raiding like in Destiny or WoW or any game with a raid, and you hear the same kind of loop and song over and over and over again, you keep dying over and over and over again, it can be very, 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 you just want to turn it off. I mean, that's the end of it. You just want to turn it off. So it's something to be careful about. You don't want, there's songs that are very, they don't set the mood, basically. That's what I say about it. Nothing really comes to mind exactly, but they don't set the mood. And that's probably the most in-depth genre of soundtracks ever. Because I think soundtracks, if you don't listen to them, you should, because they're classical music, and they give me time to think in the shower or whatever. I'm not getting blasted with words or anything aggressive like rap, but it's just, maybe some of them have vocals and that's fine, but when it's just music, it gives me time to really think and find thoughts, and maybe something that was hiding from me will then suddenly come back and I'll have the answer. So the last genre of music I really listen to, and it's my core creation soundtrack, and it's mostly anything else but rap. There's a lot of 90s and 80s stuff in there, and I was talking to my father, and I think I do that because how music's made is it's all made on computers, and that doesn't sound as good as live music. So a lot of that stuff is some older stuff where it's like Michael Jackson and him actually performing the songs live, like Bob Marley and those type of artists, where I think it's a lot more calming, and again, it just relaxes my brain. It's not really, I don't meant to set a mood as the other genres are, especially soundtracks, but it's really meant to relax, calm, and driving in a car, at a party. It's common stuff. It's nothing new, but I recommend listening to that. So please go down in the description, check out my playlist. If you like some rap, Gangster Rap is the older one that's full and it has all sorts of stuff. Reincarnation is the newer one. You like dubstep, EDM, Chills, and Eyes to the Soul. And then if you like soundtracks, Enter the World, you have Movement and Double Edge, and then the old stuff, Core of Creation. And if you really want to go out of your way, I think foreign songs are great. I remember Slumdog Millionaire. I don't know if there's any foreign songs, but it has a great soundtrack. That movie is famous for that soundtrack. I watch a lot of anime, and I really like some intros, and some intros are better than others. Some intros are worse than others, like Full Metal Alchemist, some of the Naruto intros. That's all in the Black Hokage. If you really want to listen to some of my Japanese stuff, that's all in there. Some of it you can't find on Spotify. Uh, it's found on the web. If you want me to, post songs in there, I will gladly recommend any type of songs. Just leave it in the comments or send us an email or a tweet. But foreign songs, even if you don't understand them, half the time I don't understand half the shit they're saying. As long as it sounds good, as long as it pictures the mood for you, it's the setting and it gets you through a nice day and it puts you in either a dark mood if you want to, a happy mood if you want to, I don't know, don't give a shit mood if you want to, then it accomplishes its goal. As long as it speaks to you, it accomplishes its goal. So, thank you for listening to my rant about music. I hope you enjoyed something. We're going to move on to our next segment with the guys. Yeah, thanks for listening. Themed. Um, our first topic, let's just hop on right into that, will be superhero Netflix shows. So, first of all, I've only seen Daredevil season 1
Wait, that's it?
and Luke Cage, and I think that's it.
Wait, dude, was there season 2 of Luke Cage? Or am I just
No,
stupid?
there isn't a season 2 of Luke Cage.
Is there a second season?
No.
It comes out
No.
this year.
No, but I'm thinking of the Defenders. Oh my god, that was really awful. Defenders was pretty bad.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I've also seen fucking Danny Rand, the Iron Fist.
Oh, Jesus.
I watched that.
I thought the fighting was decent in that show. Just
was,
like everything else was pretty bad.
My problem with
Oh
that.
god, they didn't even make him do anything in fucking Defenders. He like just punched the air and they just flew back. Whoa! It's the Iron Fist.
Yeah, my problem.
Nah, but
with
for
that
real
show,
though, like I feel like the most recent season come out for the MC TV universe is Jessica Jones season 2, which I thoroughly enjoyed very much. And for the first season, I really didn't like enjoy it that much because I didn't know well, first off, I didn't know who Jessica Jones really was. I mean, her powers weren't really defined, so it was just like it wasn't really clear to me for what her intentions were and stuff like that. But then, I mean, when you see the amazing acting of like David Tennant as the purple guy and
does she date Luke Cage like she does in the comic books?
I haven't read the fucking. Have you read the comics?
No, but I read in the most recent version of Spider-Man, she finds out like Miles Morales' secret. Oh, we probably should have said spoilers, but no, whatever.
Oh Jesus!
But so she finds out
we could just bleep it out earlier.
So she finds out the dude's secret and tells us like because of like his grandmother employs Jessica Jones to find out a secret. And he finds out a secret. Okay. Something like they're kind of like him.
Wait, whose secret?
Miles Morales Spider-Man.
Okay.
So then they're like kind of on his ass because they're like, "Oh, we know your secret." Oh, and he's like, "I'm a teenage boy, spew spew," and I think they're dating in that. Yeah. Fuck. I forgot.
Wait, who's dating?
Jessica Jones and Luke Cage.
Well, I mean, they have a weird dynamic going on, and like right now in the newest season, spoiler alert, she has a new love interest, who's the superintendent who lives under her floor, and yeah, that relationship is interesting. What's the character's name? Do you remember, Tito?
No, I just remember his son's name.
What's his son's name?
It's like Vito, I think.
Oh, you would remember.
Hey, that. Vito, come here. He's always fucking Vito. He's just fucking doing stupid shit all the time. He's always running off to like some area, and it's like his father's always having to go like, "Hey, Vito, come here. Hey,
yeah, well,
Vito,
like
where are you?"
Generally, anyone named Vito in like a movie does stupid ass shit. Haven't you seen like any gangster movie? Like literally the
Dude,
Godfather.
he almost fucking he almost fell out a goddamn window. He was like, "Hey, Jessica, I used to be here. Come see me." He actually almost fucking died. Jesus.
Okay, I have. What do you guys think of them tying that Asian chick or that? But what's her name? You know what I'm talking about, right? The medic chick
Oh, the
into like
old
every
lady.
show. No, 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 no. You talking about like the old Japanese mafia lady? Isn't she in
No,
like every
she's
show? Or
Chinese.
Chinese? My bad. My bad.
Jesus, you act like you're like the fucking dude from the first season of Daredevil. He's like, I can't understand Japanese. It's like it's Chinese.
Which you guys know who I'm talking about? The nurse Claire. Claire, that's her name.
Oh,
Don't
Yeah,
they
Claire
tie?
wasn't.
Don't they tie her into
She,
like every single show? Isn't she like?
yeah,
Fucking
she was in this season of Jessica Jones, though. However,
Oh really? Was she in the first?
and she
yeah.
wasn't in Punisher either. Oh my God, Punisher! We forgot.
Oh
We
yeah,
totally forgot about
Punisher.
Punisher.
Wait,
Amazing show.
I should bring up a
John
list of
Bernthal, amazing.
shows.
I don't know. I felt like they could have done a better job with his armor. It just looked really bulky. I don't know. Do you agree?
In
Tito?
Who's
Punisher?
that?
Uh, the Punisher's armor, like especially like remember the scene where they go into Micro's den and
Yeah.
there's like a full-on assault and he's getting ready and he has his Punisher bulletproof vest on him. Like, didn't that vest seem kind of like bulky for him? Like almost too much. Like it was like rising up like past his fucking shoulders, almost to his face.
Oh yeah.
I felt like they could have like nobody's gonna fucking care. Like it's the Punisher. Like he's not gonna die. He's gonna get shot up, and nobody's gonna fucking give a shit because he's gonna be like, "Well, I can power through the pain because I'm like an amazing war killing machine." So it's like I don't think it'll matter if he gets like a smaller bulletproof vest, but it's just like I felt like it was a little too bulky in my opinion. It's just like made him look I don't know beefy, too beefy.
Would you guys argue that they belong in the MCU?
Um,
Or do you think that their own individual Netflix series is enough?
I'm not
think
gonna
the
talk
Netflix
about. I'm not even
series.
gonna talk about the like the.
You don't.
heavy
So Tito, you
situation,
don't.
like-
You want to put them in their own. You want to put them in with.
I
like,
just
Cap.
feel like they have very separate narratives in terms of what they want to tell about like superheroes. You know, I feel like the MCU universe is more for like giddy happy like super action films like PG-13 kind of shit, right? Whilst like the Marvel TV universe is more for like darker tales for like where they can explore like you know
I
more
could see
controversial
that.
themes for like I mean I don't know how well like Punisher would go as a movie, especially in a political climate, as opposed to like it just being a TV show on Netflix. So it's like you got to think about like in terms of like how much freedom TV producers get and TV writers get for writing those kinds of shows for Netflix and ABC and what other TV stations, as opposed to being able to show that in the what's it called?
Big screen?
Movie theaters and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Now, what about the
And-
other way around? Because I would actually like to see a live action Spider-Man TV show rather than him being in the movies. Because come on, guys,
I
What,
mean, I
been
I
feel
think
like
four?
he kind
Spider-Man's
of
the only one.
you feel Spider-Man's the only one? I feel like what's his name? White Wolf, Bucky Barnes could do his own show.
Oh, true.
And like
mean-
maybe the I Follow You Cap dude, what's his name? Birdman.
If you think about it, they're kind of already doing that with Agents of Shield and Inhumans, but Inhumans failed so badly. I heard. I mean, I haven't watched the show, but I heard it was.
That's
like,
the
bad.
X-Men spin-off, right? On Fox.
I'm not sure.
There
It's
is
like
an X-Men spin-off on Fox, I believe.
it's supposed to be a spin-off off of Agents of Shield. I feel like because they were talking about I don't know, some shit with crystals creating superpowers for humans because they
Okay.
have alien DNA in them or whatever. But yeah, I feel like what you're talking about is already happening in some sort of manner because especially in last season of Agents of Shield, they had Ghost Rider appear, and I feel like they could just showing him could open up the potential for him to get a spin-off show and thus allowing for those kind of superheroes that you're talking about to.
But they
come into
tried that.
this.
They actually did try that. Now that I think about it, they did it with Captain America, the first one, and then they gave that chick her
Agent
own.
Carter, yeah, but that didn't do so well. Like after the second season, it failed.
I
Like,
didn't think it was that bad. I think they pushed it too much, but
Mm-hmm.
I
I
didn't.
mean,
think
I
it was
didn't
bad.
watch it. I probably would have enjoyed it, but I don't know why they would have.
But the first Captain America wasn't that great, to be honest. But
It was alright.
We can get into those later. So I just want to state out that the Marvel Netflix shows that they've had so far are Daredevil season 1, which came out in April 2015. Then Jessica Jones. Then Daredevil season 2. Then Luke Cage. Then Iron Fist. Then The Defenders, and then The Punisher, and then now Jessica Jones season 2, if I believe, if I'm
Yep.
correct. So, I mean, that's an interesting lineup. I don't know why they did the Iron Fist, to be honest.
I felt like they were getting ready for Defenders, and they were just like, what's another fucking character we can add? Oh shit! What about that Iron Fist dude?
Doesn't it
So,
also seem like a lot of the Iron Fist stuff kind of like it was very kind of related to
Batman?
Not Batman, Doctor Strange in a way. Where like the whole climbing the mountain scenes and like
what's with these monks?
yeah, like a lot of monks. A lot of monks, but they did.
Scary has monks with these scary ass fucking powers and shit.
Would you like to see an X-Men show? Because now Disney owns the rights to X-Men, I believe. Or would you not like to see that because they ended X-Men with Logan?
Well, I feel like them ending Logan's, Hugh Jackman's period of being Logan opens up the potential to open new narratives for a new X-Men franchise, because that was kind of their send-off, both of them, Patrick Stewart and Hugh Jackman, for their final performance of playing Professor X and Wolverine. And I think they did a very good job of it.
Remember the iron in your blood meme that you literally killed me with?
Oh, God.
That was your thing, bro. But, yeah. I mean, I think it could be interesting. I think if I wanted to see an X-Men show, it'd be like X-Men Evolutions, I think it was called, the old TV show from like 2005-ish. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I really enjoyed that show as a kid. We have a minute left, by the way, in this topic.
Oh.
So, last
thought. Want to do a show on the little kids from Logan movie? Those little kids, like the little girl who had the same.
Well, in the comic books, Wolverine retires, so now it's like Old Man Logan, and he has his comic, and then like the new X-Men is the chick X-27 or fucking I forget her name, but she's the new Wolverine basically.
Wow.
So they've already done stuff like that. Anyway, since it looks like we're done here, we have two routes we can take. We can go into...
I mean, I feel like we're already just transitioned into the MCU Black Panther.
Then let's go right into the MCU Black Panther. So, I really enjoyed Black Panther. I thought it was...
Oh my fucking god.
I thought
what about Thor Ragnarok, guys? Thor Ragnarok was actually...
I didn't get around to see it, but I would like to see it, and I really like the job that they've done with like tying in the rest of the world with Guardians of the Galaxy, or tying in Guardians of the Galaxy with the rest of MCU. I really like it. I mean, like now, because think about it, when the first Guardians of the Galaxy came out, it was kind of like its own standalone Marvel film. but they also are tying it in so like it has a place in Infinity War. So like they're gonna be in Infinity War.
Dude, Infinity War hype. See the new trailer? Holy shit.
Yeah. So I'm
Fucking great.
because Ultron came out in it had to be I don't want to say 2011. It had to be earlier than that.
Ultron's dead, boy. Tito,
Yes.
what do you think of the trailer?
Uh,
The
I
newest
liked
one.
it. It was very good. The new one today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I liked it. It was very good. We got to see Thanos in his armor.
Yeah. What do you
It
think of
looked
it?
pretty cool.
I mean, do you think it was done well, or
I
Yeah, it
because
showed a lot more.
his helmet's changed since the first film, the first Avengers film, because it didn't look like that before. It looked a lot more like a crown as opposed to like a battle war helmet. So
They said that his motives were going to be slightly different from the comics I read somewhere, but I swear to God, I hope that like they said in the trailer that his goal was to destroy half of the universe, and then
he's
there's
gonna do it.
and then there's a line that is like only half of humanity will live, which honestly just seems like in the moment it seems like, oh man, that's fucking raw, that's cool as shit. But then you think about it and you're like, that's stupid. Why would you only destroy half of like humanity or like the universe?
He wants to destroy half of the universe. It's like half, only half of the universe.
Specifically
He's gonna
half.
he's gonna let the other half survive.
It's like
He's
it's
gonna
like
allow them to live.
he fucking has like a
Piece of
counter or
shit.
some shit, and he's just destroying shit,
Bro, just destroy it all.
and then
Go
he's
all
like
in or all out,
gets
bro.
to like
Come on.
I don't know, like half, like he literally just stops at half. So it just seems kind of like
Why are we still talking about this fucking half measure
because
shit?
it's stupid. That's why, and I hope that's not the fucking motive for him.
Bro, I feel like this is just gonna be a 2-hour like fucking torture porn fest of just seeing our heroes getting killed. Because that's what it's making
Well,
it out to be.
they have to do that.
Literally, Thanos was crushing the skull of Thor. It was very clear that he fucking probably died at that point. He's not
Well,
gonna get
they may introduce the female Thor, but they
Nah,
have to do
shit.
that.
Do they have
That's
to?
like one of their top comics right now.
Do they have to? Do they have to kill all these people?
Well, they have to
Do
because
we really need
it's a
to?
two-part
Or
series.
is their contract just expiring at this
That's
point?
why they have to do it. 'Cause it's two parts.
I mean, I don't know what the word is right now. Somebody can put it down for me. Pop it right next to my name.
Well, yes, because it's a
50%.
two-part series, so it's going to be Infinity War and then like Infinity War Part 2. So they have to like lose in the first Infinity War.
They don't have to lose.
Well, then what would you
They
you think
can
would happen?
win, and then Thanos comes back as Mega Thanos. Oh my god,
What? Okay.
that'd be so stupid.
That
That'd
would
be
be very interesting. It's like a video game fucking mod. But I think they've done a good job of tying all the movies together to this point. Let me think.
You know who I didn't see in the new Avengers, which I'm very disappointed at? Ant-Man. Where's Ant-Man? He's getting his own movie.
Yeah, there are people missing. Well, Ant-Man 2 is coming out, or Ant-Man and the Wasp is coming out, I believe, in May.
Yeah, he's running from the cops
He really is.
because of Civil War.
And then I think they've
How do you
already...
even get off the fucking Alright, Captain America help him.
I mean, Civil War was kind of their introduction to a lot of heroes. Like Black Panther was introduced in that. Spider-Man. You don't have to argue Ant-Man, but kinda, I guess. That's what brought him into the fold, you can say. Because Ant-Man was its own standalone film, and then they kind of that's how they brought him into like the Avengers.
Well, Ant-Man teased Civil War because what's his name?
Right.
Falcon came looking for him at the end
Right.
of the end credits.
So, yeah. What were your thoughts on Black Panther? Just to backtrack a little bit.
Very nice movie. I liked it a lot. I liked the soundtrack too. Had very good music.
Oh my god, that car chase scene was amazing.
Interesting you say that. Did you notice that the Kendrick Lamar songs weren't really in that movie? Did you notice that? They played a couple. I don't know if you listened to the album.
I kind of was just paying attention to fucking.
I know you guys
Panther
don't
BBS.
look at movies as detailed as I do, but
I mean, what deep
if you had all right,
social undertones are
if you
supposed
had to
say
compare
other than
it
what's-
to your favorite Marvel movie so far, like if you had to make a ranking, what would it be?
a ranking
Of your favorite MCU movie so far?
of all of them, or just
All of
like
them, or any, I don't give a shit, dude. All of
like
them.
a top 3 or a top 5?
Top
like,
three.
What
Top three. Since there's 3 of us right here, baby, let's do it.
is it? Is it like from best to worst, or just like our 3 that we just equally like, but are the best?
Let's
we
do
feel?
best to worst.
Okay.
Like, if you have to recommend somebody who has never seen any of the Marvel movies,
Oh man.
what would you
Shit.
tell them?
Yikes.
For the audience, what would you tell them?
Man.
Tito?
Damn, that's a hard one. Oh yeah.
I got it.
All right, hit them.
For me, number 1 would be Spider-Man.
Homecoming?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then number 2, I'd say Civil War. Yeah, Civil War.
Okay.
It had good action. And I'd say 3 is Black Panther, cause it had good fighting, good music.
All right. Okay, I can semi-agree with that.
Ooh.
TJ? You still want time? You want me to go?
Yeah, you know what? Go ahead.
Okay. It's hard for me to say, but I think I'm just gonna go with it. Iron Man 1 is my first spot.
Yeah.
All right. Second is Black Panther. Okay.
Oh, what's your third?
My third is where it gets shaky. I want to say the first Avengers,
Really
but
interesting.
third's a little like up in the air. All right, I'll go with the first.
No, please tell me why. Why would that one stand above all the rest?
Because the first Avengers was, I felt like, for me, it was. I feel like the first Avengers. Actually, you know what? No, I take that back. I'm going with Ultron, just because.
What?
Ultron's
Oh
voice
my
act-
god!
No. Hear me out. No. Hear me out.
Yikes!
Hear me out on that.
Yikes!
Because
Yikes.
because I love Ultron's voice actor. I love that actor. Because
Kevin?
on the Blackheart, yeah, fucking what's his name?
That's like the Kevin Spacey's
Not Kevin Spacey. It's not.
That's the wrong dude.
Wrong
What's
dude.
his name? What's his name? Oh my god.
Someone Google it. But that voice actor, I love him on the Blacklist, and that's why I'm going with that movie.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. Other than that, you can honestly
Yeesh.
put any spot in any movie in third for me, and it'll be okay. Or actually, you know what? Fuck. Now that I really think about it, all right, I'm just gonna like tie like a couple movies for third because I honestly cannot pick. So the first Avengers, Ultron, Guardians of the Galaxy, or Guardians of the Galaxy 2. That's what I'm going with. All right, that's those 4 for third. All right, your turn.
Oh boy. Okay. Winter Soldier. That's up there. My reasonings for that is because I love the choreography for the fight scenes. I thought they were very,
That was the second Cap movie, right?
yeah, it
Okay,
was.
good, because I remember the first one was
Yeah,
and the second one was better.
it
However,
was.
it
Oh my
does have
gosh.
the I Follow You Cap, dude, and my family has things against that. So.
Dude, whatever. Come on, get over it. It's one fucking line. Jesus. Good lord. Wait. Strictly MCU or like Fox 2?
We can go with Fox. Because I guess you could throw in Deadpool in there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I won't throw it in. I'll just stick with like MCU. Let me think. What else? Winter Soldier. Fucking Christ. I don't know if I want to say Doctor Strange because it's just like, it's definitely up there, but it competes with like Guardians of the Galaxy 2 because that was also visually
I think
pleasing as well.
Another reason to consider Guardians of the Galaxy is because of the soundtrack. But then again, that's kind of not fair, I feel like. Because those are like classic, 80s, 90s songs.
Yeah. I don't know. Oof. I mean, I ended up watching Guardians of the Galaxy 2 like multiple times in repetitions and rows. So, damn, that's hard. That's really hard to say for my second pick. Okay, definitely Winter Soldier for the first one.
All right.
Yeah, I'll say Doctor Strange just because, Nah, Guardians of the Galaxy. Nah, that was funnier. I like the humor in the second one.
All right, Doctor Strange is second. I'm making that decision for you. All right. Third movie.
My third. Ugh, fuck. Third. Homecoming or Ragnarok.
All right, Homecoming or Ragnarok. So we are out of time for this topic. That's why I was rushing you. Yeah. And now we're moving into probably our most interesting one. DC, CW, superhero TV shows. So it started with Arrow. Arrow is now on their 6th season, I believe.
Is it? Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's been a really long time. And then we have Flash, Supergirl, Bootleg Justice League, which is Legends of Tomorrow, and Black Lightning, which shouldn't exist. So we'll start with Arrow, since it's been around since a long time. So Arrow, right, has, I think, out of all the shows, evolved the most. Now that may be because it's been around for so long, but I feel like they stuck with a formula that generally worked without abusing it. And now even the most recent season, they don't do those like weird flashbacks anymore.
No.
Which is interesting. So I don't know if that
to it. You spent 5 years on the island, so there's not much to remember after that.
Well, I think it's a good thing because those flashbacks seemed really dragged out. Like, yeah. Sometimes it just seems like they're just throwing shit in there just to throw shit in there. But I know you've given up on it, TJ. I'm kind of giving up on it.
The first season was great. I thought it had a strong beginning and it told a very uh, good origin story of how Green Arrow came to be, and it showed a lot of struggle that actually made sense and wasn't too idiotic to the point where it's like being abused because it was the first season. And yeah, strong characters like Tommy, and then you had Thea, who was dealing with her drug addiction, and Oliver trying to be the
It had
voice of
development.
wisdom. But yeah, it had development, and I feel like at just some point, there was nothing to build on anymore, and they were just trying to figure out what else could they do. And now it came to, I guess this season it was like his son, Oliver, having this responsibility of being a father as well as superhero. But it's just like, I don't know. I don't think they're handling that like narrative very well, especially with this season with the newest villain. Like, who the fuck is he even? Like,
I don't know.
I just.
I like the
And then
Kate.
they killed him off like so easily with that other fucking crime lord dude. And it was just like he kind of just seemed like useless trash to just like
I like
push
the
push
Caden James
agenda.
villain because he was a kind of a different type of villain. He was more like a villain for Felicity than Oliver because he was a hacking type dude, and he was smart, and he wasn't about brute force.
Should have
Which
been
we
the main
already
villain.
which we already had brute force with Deathstroke, and then they went back to this brute force stuff, and they also did like the brute force thing before with Kanja Club. I mean,
Jesus Christ!
what's his name?
Did you actually? I don't even.
I forgot his name.
Jesus fucking Christ!
Tito, what's his name?
Which one?
The one before last season.
Might
Might as well be Kanja Club.
Prometheus.
Yeah.
Prometheus.
That's it. All I remember is this fucking retarded ass theme. But yeah, he was brute force. So I think I would like Arrow to be more similar to the comic books, where like he has his like half sister, which I guess he does, but instead of it being like she's like Shadow's daughter, and she's like half Yakuza ninja chick or some shit like that. I don't know. And like
Look, I think we're digressing. I think the whole point of this topic, I feel like we should be talking about whether, one, should they try and get rid of some of these shows so that they can focus on like one or two at most. The other thing is that I feel like we should be talking about as well is like, what could CW do to kind of like boost for some like interesting narratives for these TV shows, and hopefully get them back on track of like actually showing like the important side of these characters.
I'll say this because I think this is interesting. I think the reason why the Netflix shows do so well is because they have more time to think about things compared to CW shows, which are more constant. So that's why the Netflix can have like 4 or 5 different, shows, because they're focusing on one at a time. Where, CW got the same people work on The Flash, work on Arrow, So it's like there's no real, new ideas.
Yeah. Wait, how many superhero shows are there now? There's Arrow, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Black Lightning, Supergirl,
and then apparently the fucking Teen Titans live action is coming.
Oh God.
So what is that, like 6?
I feel like, dude, it's like after Black Lightning, I don't even know what's gonna happen with
Black Lightning. Oh my God,
I've never seen it.
Good. It's like a wannabe Luke Cage. It's so.
I'm
bad.
telling you, these shows are just being run like soap operas, but just have the disguise of being superhero shows.
They are. I mean,
and it's like if you subtract like all the drama in between the action and then just watch the action, you have to really question: is it really worth it to watch this kind of action and like participate through the build-up? And it was like, do you really want to watch that for like, some shitty CGI fight with the Flash versus some fucking guy in a chair that floats? Like, Jesus.
DeVoe too. I mean, come on. I mean,
Oh
yeah, the
god,
Flash is.
I'd invite you also to watch the most recent, not the episode. You can just watch the clip of Iris fighting the main villain at the end of the episode. Dude, it's so bad.
Wait,
Like it doesn't make any sense.
Wait, what for next week's?
No, for last week's episode, it was
They don't fight
Iris
DeVoe.
was she.
It wasn't that
No,
bad, to be honest.
no. Listen, last week's episode, the Flash lost his powers.
Right,
His DNA got switched with Iris's,
right,
and then Iris became the Flash.
right.
And then I don't know, there was like a fire dude. I didn't even remember. I just know the premise of the episode. But like she fights this fire dude, and he's just making a huge tornado, and it's Iris standing there like, "What do I do?" I'm like, try running in circles. That's a neat trick to like deprive the tornado of oxygen or something like that. And it didn't work, so she just ended up making a huge tidal wave and just like
Yeah,
it was dumb.
You ever notice like why she quit her job and like how she became like the leader?
Yeah.
Like that just kind of happened. Like,
Dude, I just like, okay, I don't think it's a stupid idea to make Iris the Flash. I just feel like how they did it was really dumb. And they ruined the potential of actually making, this opportunity really cool for that character and for her to gain some kind of redemption. I don't know. But it's like, I didn't really like the costume. I thought the lightning was cool that she had purple lightning, but.
Yeah.
it reminds me of Infamous. Remember the chick in Infamous Second Son? I don't know if you guys played that game, but she like runs super fast and she has like neon lights coming out of her. That's what it reminded me of. But yeah, Flash is man. How about Legends, or how I would always refer to bootleg?
I like Legends. It got better this season.
How about the Constantine episode? Was that any good?
Yeah, it was good because it like ties into like the story of like them fighting like a demon or something.
Uh-huh.
Was it like Justice League Darkish? Have you seen those?
No, I haven't seen that.
Those are really good. I would highly recommend going seeing like the actual like anime.
I guess what he's asking, did it have any like dark undertones or
like
scary religious themes or anything like that? I don't know.
Not really. It was just them trying to make the girl that was possessed by the demon, trying to make her like a good person, so that it's because whenever she gets mad, the demon gets summoned, so they're just trying to make her good.
Oh.
But
that's a very hard thing to do, Tito. You know, I try to do that every day.
That's why it didn't work.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's wrap it up since we're coming up on time here. Any last words? Last thoughts?
Netflix, let me get a second season of Punisher with a side of Luke Cage as well, along with a tall glass of Daredevil season 3, because I can't believe he survived a whole building collapsing on him with his girlfriend. That was fucking bullshit. Infinity War.
Looking forward
really
to
excited.
it. Yeah,
Looking forward.
to it.
We've been waiting since children to watch this, and now we're
they set it up.
premature adults. So let's go. Let's get it. Last CW, fucking get your shit together, Jesus Christ.
Tito, any last words?
Arrow and Legends, they're doing better. Flash, it's falling off. Supergirl, I don't know. I don't watch that.
Yep, that's about right.
And the MCU movies, they just keep getting better and better.
All right, sounds good. Thank you for
the Netflix shows. There's still potential.
All right.
And that's it.
Well, Thank you for listening to It's Not a Sport, episode 1. Please follow us on our Twitter. And tune in next week.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of It's Not a Sport. Follow us on Twitter, subscribe to our YouTube, our Instagram, etc., all that social media. And tune in next week for another great episode of It's Not a Sport. Thanks for listening, and I hope you have a wonderful day.